It's been a long farewell. French troops transferred control of a key military base in Mali, marking the final stage of their withdrawal from the country. France's anti-jihadist campaign began in 2013 when forces helped retake Timbuktu from Islamist control. The gradual withdrawal of 5,000 French troops in the Sahel as part of Operation Barkhane was announced by President Emmanuel Macron in June. A small contingent will remain. On the ground in northern Mali, the decision is being met with a degree of anxiety.
A last lick of paint ahead of a changing of the guard, when French forces will pass control of this military base in Timbuktu to their Malian counterparts. Downtown, troops carry out a final patrol as locals answer the call to prayer. Some here say Operation Barkhane's departure is bad news.
I see the withdrawal as negative. We need the French because of the insecurity. We're at war and we need more security here in Timbuktu and everywhere in Mali.
It's really sad. We residents of Timbuktu really recognize the French contribution. And as for the new security plans, we need to keep our composure.
This was what the French forces helped to defeat. For 8 months in 2012, Islamists ruled in terror, carrying out public floggings and destroying mausoleums and monuments dating back to Timbuktu's golden age in the 15th century. Today, the head of Operation Barkhane insists that the French aren't turning their backs on Mali.
In the end, the aim of Operation Barkhane was to enable Mali to take its fate into its own hands through its own forces. Of course, this comes after preparation and a phase of joint training, and always in partnership with each other.
Back at the base, Malian forces are in formation at the handing over ceremony. They're now in control here, supported by around 150 French troops.
For us, a chapter has closed in Timbuktu, but the mission continues. My soldiers and I will continue our mission in Mali.
As they hand over the keys to this camp, the French are stepping back. It's now up to Malian soldiers to keep the peace.
For more on this, I'm now joined by Sahel security expert Niagale Bagayoko in Paris. Hello, Niagale. So France is gradually withdrawing its troops from the Sahel region. Why is that?
In fact, it's been decided last summer by President Macron that it was time to change the kind of deployment that France had in Sahel, the so-called Operation Barkhane. So it's now the time for some positions, in particular in northern Mali, in Kidal, in Tessalit, and now in Timbuktu, to be left to the national forces or to MINUSMA.
So what impact has France had on the fight against extremism in Mali and the overall region?
I think that we can consider that France has been able to reach an important number of tactical victories, but it never has been able to transform them into a strategic victory, which means that, in fact, jihadism has continued to spread all over Sahel and beyond to the coastal countries.
So why hasn't France made any huge success on the ground?
Because I think it has not taken into account the fact that fighting terrorism is not a strategy, it is not a political answer, and that it should have helped its Sahelian partners to find political solutions and to answer the kind of political project that the enemy is promoting. Because jihadists are not simply human bombers, they are also promoting an educational, moral, societal, economical alternative project.
So Mali intends to deploy Russian mercenaries to the Sahel region, but Why is France so against it if the end game is to fight terrorism?
I fully agree with you. If you refer to some declaration on President Macron 2 years ago after NATO summit, he made clear that Russia was not an adversary. It was simply someone, a partner who could also be mobilized to fight international terrorism. So I think that the kind of fight we can see today on the immaterial logic between France and Russia is counterproductive, because the issue at stake is fighting those jihadi groups and not to share power and influence in the region.
Okay. As we said earlier, so many foreign troops on the ground for years, but the situation in the region is actually worsening. Isn't it time for a homegrown solution to the crisis?
Yes, I think that there is a dire need to recognize that both military but also civilians actors in development, in governance, has been failing. There is a collective failure, in fact. And in my view, local solutions promoted by national actors at the national level or also at the more local level should be considered much more seriously. And it is the case in particular of the negotiation processes which have been launched in a number of parts of some Sahelian states, in particular in Mali and northern Burkina Faso.
Okay. Niagale Bagayoko, Sahel security expert, thanks for the insights.